Hello teachers, hello caretakers, and welcome to a new session of English Language and Arts Education. Today we are going to continue what we have started. It was the specimen of 2018 Cambridge Primary Checkpoint Examination. This is Abdul Wahab Jamal speaking. I'd like to welcome all of you. Last session we finished our reading section. Okay, it was something related to how is chocolate made. It was an informative text, text A. Then we moved to text B, which was a type of advertising text, a persuasive text if you wish to say. And we will try now to finish the section B of writing. Starting from 2018, usually the text or the topic of writing is something related to what was there in the reading. So the text of reading was speaking about chocolate, and the writing too will be about chocolate. It is not very necessary to be the same genre of the writing. It means the reading text, it was about informative text, and the second one was about advertising writing. So again, the writing section here is a newspaper report, so it is not necessary to be the same. So the genre of writing will be different of the text or the genre of the text. However, both are non-fiction because this is something related to paper one. In today's session we will speak about writing a newspaper report. To remind you of what we did yesterday, this is the lesson plan. And again, I'm insisting on letting your students to rewrite the passage by using the synonyms or the meanings of the word in which we try to allocate, or in which we try to extract from the text. Try to use the meaning of the words and reproduce the text. This is a very good exercise to enhance the skill of writing of your students, as well as they give you the text to get benefited out of. It means you have to use the words, not copy paste the words, but you have to take the meaning of the words or the synonym of the words and try to use them or employ them inside your writing, inside your section B writing. Okay, so try to get use of it, try to get benefit out of it. Section B writing, spend 30 minutes on this section. Write a newspaper report. So we will write a report, which is a type of informative writing. Report and article, they are very close to each other. They look like each other. However, they are very different. Usually the report is more formal than the article, and when we are speaking about the report, we are speaking about an informative type of writing, but specifically newspaper report will be different out of the report, the informative report, because it has some features. It has some special features, okay, in which it will differentiate this type of report, the newspaper report, of any type of other reports. Now you have to write a newspaper report for your local newspaper about an incident, an accident, something happened, okay, or an event involving chocolate. So the topic again about chocolate, but you have to write a newspaper report. It includes, or it could be about a stolen delivery of chocolate, a lorry that spills the chocolate it is transporting, a serious shortage of chocolate, something that has made chocolate taste bad, or your own idea. They gave you around 5 different topics to speak about one of. So you are free to pick any topic and speak or write about it. Now, the important key is the following. Remember to use the conventions, the features of the newspaper report, such as the headline, number 1, an explanation of what happened, the lead paragraph, number 2, the what, where, when it happened, comments or quotation from a relevant people, a witness who was there. And you don't need to use columns or include pictures, because usually in the newspaper report they are writing in columns, okay? So here, no, in the paper exam, no need to do this, and no need for illustrations, no need to do or to write pictures, for example, as the real newspaper report. They will give us a box to plan on, in which I'm encouraging my students always to do the plan. Without planning, you will not produce a very good writing. Planning is a parcel and part and parcel of your writing process. If you can't plan, you can't produce a good writing. Planning is very important. In planning, you will brainstorm ideas. In planning, you will try to locate your mistakes. In planning, you will try to edit your mistakes. In planning, you will try to check your grammar mistakes. In planning, you will try to arrange your ideas. So planning is very important. You have to write here in the planning that you need a newspaper report. You have to put the headline. You have to write explanation of what happened, where and when. Try to put those keywords in which they ask you about, or they ask about. So this is something very important to do. You don't have to forget about. Okay, then we will write the report type. Let's now explain what is the newspaper report, and let's have an idea about it, and let's put it in practice. Okay, in his book John Reynolds, Cambridge, using English as first language for the IGCSE. He tried to give you an idea about writing a report in general and how to be specific about writing a journalistic report. Then he gave you an example about it. Then he tried to explain each section of the report. I found it very interesting, but it is a type of, in my opinion, complicated or a professional in a way. So I tried to look for something more simple, okay, simpler than this. So I found something related to Marian Cox in her book First Language, English as First Language for the IGCSE. I found it very, very interesting too, and I will try to use this tips, okay, or these tips after finishing my task. During my search, I found a very interesting paper. All the thanks is to the author and to the publisher for doing this paper. How to write a newspaper report. It is very simplified and very, very smooth. Look, let's have an idea about it. This is a type of report, a newspaper report. This is the picture or the illustration, the headline, the place line, the byline, the lead paragraph, the quotation, which is a part of the body paragraphs. What is a newspaper report? A newspaper report is a type of a report or a type of informative report in which we have to have special features. The key elements of the news report are the headline, which is the title. It should be very catchy. It should catch the attention. And it should sum up the story. It means if you read the headline, you will understand what is the newspaper report speaking about. The byline, it means who is the writer, by who. This report is by who. The writer's name and the writer's specialty. For example, a sports writer, a food reporter, a crime reporter, an event reporter, something like this. Place line, where the story begins. Where is it? So we said byline, headline, place line, and we have the time too, if you wish to put it, when the story happened or when, the report was written, okay? Now the lead paragraph, which is the most important paragraph in the whole newspaper report, because usually in a newspaper, I need you to understand this very carefully or very well. If you are a reader and you are holding a newspaper inside your hand, for sure you will not read the whole you will not read the whole newspaper. You don't have the time. So usually you will catch up with the headlines. This is why it is very important to have a catchy headline, okay? And if you have some time, you will read the lead paragraph, which is the first paragraph of the newspaper article. This is why inside the leading paragraph you have to have an opening section and to give most important information, the main ideas, and you have to answer the WH questions. What, when, where, why. If you can answer those 5 or 6 questions, then your lead paragraph is excellent. And leave how to the body. So the lead paragraph is a part of the body, but you will start your body paragraphs by writing the lead paragraph. So it is it's like a summative paragraph, including or telling everything happening inside the newspaper report. Then details. The body come having supply details, supporting details, explanation. Most important details, you have to place them in the beginning. Then you have to give a simple true statements, because you are telling a story in which is very direct and in which is very real. Okay, this is something regarding or relating to reality, something you are telling or reporting about what's happened. No need to be fiction here. Okay, try to be real. Now the quotation, which is the last paragraph of the body, you have to have an eyewitness, and this eyewitness will give your story a credibility, because he was there and he will tell you exactly what happened. So the reader will buy your story. The reader will understand that you are telling the truth and you are not just fictionize it. So the quotation will be about what someone actually said. This is a direct speech, by the way. And the quotation will add accuracy to your story, and it add an at the scene feeling. Whenever you will hear or you will read this guy speaking or telling what happened with him, or what did he see, for example, you will imagine yourself that you were in the story. It was a real story. You will feel it. Look here, please. We have the headline. It is around 5-6 words. Okay, no more than half a line. It is a headline, the first thing. Then we have the byline, the name of the author. Then we have the time when the report was written, the place line, where the story took place, the lead paragraph. It should catch the reader interest. It is the most important information introduced in the topic, and you have to answer most of the WH questions of what, how, where, why. Leave the how if you wish to speak about the body. Now you are explaining how the story happened, who are our characters, what happened, and why happened. At the end, you will put a quotation, somebody to verify your story and to make your story real. And you will use, of course, the direct speech, as we said. A very good exercise to give to your student is to give them, after explaining what is the newspaper report, to give them a newspaper report and ask them to analyze the newspaper report. Where is the body line? Where is the headline? Where is the byline? Where is the place line? Where is the lead? Where is the body? What are facts, quotations? Okay? And remember that the headline should catch the reader attention and should sum up the whole story. We will try to analyze the newspaper report. We will try to take those things and put them here in the gaps. The byline, what's the writer's name? What's the writer's specialty? The place line, where the story begins. Lead, the opening section, gives most important information and should answer. What's the body? Okay, of course we can't write the whole paragraph here, but simply go back and circle the paragraphs of the body, circle the lead paragraph, circle the quotation, okay, underline them if you wish. What are the facts? No need to give any opinion. And of course, if you want to give an opinion, let the witness give the opinion. You, as a writer or as a reporter, you have to be balanced, you have to be unbiased. You are reporting what's happened without any feeling. Don't be biased. If you wish, for example, to give an opinion, you have a hero, you have somebody who will help you and give the opinion, who is the witness or the eyewitness. Okay, the eyewitness, no problem if he give opinion. He was sad, he was angry, he was terrified, he was frightful, etc. Okay, your eyewitness is a very key element in your story, because he will take the reader and put him or her inside the story. I have to tell you something. You can't within one day to give the idea or the whole thing about the newspaper report. It is a process, so try to explain it in a day, make a practice about it in other day, give a homework, for example, to let them write a newspaper. For sure they will make mistakes, you will correct in the second day, you will try to revise again or to sum up again with them. After that, for sure, they have to master it, and they try to take it from A to Z and go back from Z to A. It means from A to Z, you will give them a report, a newspaper report, and you will tell them to analyze it. Okay, this is from A to Z. Now from Z to A, you have to let them write. Okay, you will give them the ideas. Okay, the planning. Okay, what is the headline? What's the place line? What's the byline? The WH questions. How can we form the leading paragraph? Okay, the body, what's happened. Then we will speak about the quotes to give more information, something like this. Okay, we will try to make a rough note. To make rough notes, it is like a plan. Okay, and we will try to make a very simple checklist for them. Okay, after writing, to see, did they write correctly? Did they miss something? Or they are very comprehensive inside their writing? A nice exercise here, and again all the thing is to the author or to the organizer of this paper, to the publish house too. After writing your newspaper report, after telling them how to write the newspaper report according to the steps, according to the plan, let them now switch their writing and let them now correct to each other precisely. It is something regarding the layout or the shape. It's not about the details, okay? And let them have some kind of rubric, a very simple rubric, contains a scale from 0 to 10, okay? So, an example, for example, about the newspaper report. Student C, for example, will give you a newspaper report. The students of BBS or BSS school raised money to help the poor. This is a paragraph. Last week, BSS held a fundraiser selling food. All of the money are collected went to helping out the poor. They raised almost 400. You done a very good job, BSS students. I have 3 paragraphs and I have a checklist, okay? And I have a guard here. Make it like an activity, okay? Make it like an activity and let the students try to have fun with it, okay? So give them around 6 or 7 ideas or points to check, okay? Number 1, the headline. Do we have a headline? And if we have the headline is related to the story, okay. Now in the lead paragraph, do we answer all the WH questions in the present time? Okay. In the body paragraph, do we have enough detail? Now, do we have any quotation? Do we include any personal opinion, or we are speaking on a balanced way? Now, how many paragraphs do we have? Do we have around 4 paragraphs or 5 paragraphs? Our paragraphs are short or long? Do we have a proper spelling and grammar? So, we have here some mistakes, okay? They raised almost $400. This is grammatically wrong, sorry. All of the money that collected went to helping out. So we have some mistakes, okay? So we have here X only. The related headline is good, although I can't see the headline, but we will say that maybe this is a headline, okay? The students of BSS raised money to help the poor. Another student B, will give you a piece of writing, okay? He will give you a headline, then he will give you a comprehensive lead paragraph, but he will not continue, okay? It's 2 or 3 paragraphs, no more than this. So yes, you have a related headline and you have enough details. You have a very big paragraph, body paragraph, but you don't have quotation, you don't have the whole WH questions answered, and you don't have 4 or 5 paragraphs used, okay? And of course you have some mistakes. You have grammar mistakes. As an A student will give you a very good type of newspaper report. He will start with related headline. He will give you a place line. He will give you a byline. He will give you a lead paragraph. He will give you a body paragraph. He will give you a quotation, a conclusion or an ending, then if you wish a contact number, please call this. Look at it. It's very, very nice. Okay, you passed. This is an activity you can share or participate with your students. Again, try to make a rubric or to put a checklist on the whiteboard or on the smart board and let them deal with it. Okay, let them walk through it. Now you have more sophisticated checklists, okay? More sophisticated checklists. You as a teacher, you will ask them, okay? Or you will try to make your rubric, or you will try to make your checklist by asking now specific questions. Is the article or is the newspaper related to headline? Are all 5W questions presented? Is there enough details used? Is the quotation used? Do they use third-person narration? Because in the newspaper report you can't use the I or the we. You can't use the first person point of view. You have to use the third person because you are reporting what's happened. This is something not happened to you. You are the narrator. You are the reporter. This thing happened to somebody else, and that body or that person is narrating or telling to you what's happened, or you simply saw and you are telling exactly what did you hear and what did you see. Do we have 4 or 5 paragraphs? Do they use the proper spelling grammar? Do we have a byline? Do we have a place line? Do we have a very good lead paragraph? And remember, put a scale from 0 to 10, A, B, C. A, B, C. Okay, this is something called self-evaluation. If you trust your students, or if you have the feeling that they master the art or they master the skill of writing the newspaper report, then tell them to make a self-evaluation. Give them this list and let them answer or let them check their writing by their own self, okay, by their own. You see? Okay. Now, back to the paper. Okay, section B, writing. We have to write a newspaper report about something regarding or relating to chocolate. This is a sample or an example of a newspaper report regarding or relating to chocolate. 18 tons of chocolate stolen from Austrian factory by Michael Winter, USA Today, published on November 23rd, 2012. In a real-life caper that could have starred Willy Wonka, Austrian police are seeking a thief who stole 18 tons of chocolate bars and melted into thin air. He disappeared. Simply he vanished. This is the headline, the byline, the date, the lead paragraph, and we said exactly where. This is the place line, it means. Then we will go to the body paragraph. Then we will try to put a quotation. Look how simple and small and short is it. And at the same time, it is very summative and comprehensive. Then we will try to make an ending or a conclusion. Okay. Marian Cox, in her writing book, she puts tips, okay, for your newspaper article or newspaper report, sorry. So I will try to apply those notes on this report. Unlike other accounts of events, unlike other reports which are usually chronological, recording or according to time order, news reports generally follow this order. Summary of recent events, okay, background leading to event, return to immediate situation, response of those involved, and look ahead to the near future. She is trying to tell you that you are telling a story, okay? So you are giving the headline. You are trying then to give a summary of what happened, which is the lead paragraph. Then you have to go back to the past to tell the story about what's happened. This one here is in present. This one here is in past. This one here is in present, okay? But according to an eyewitness. Here you are predicting what will happen in the future, okay? The police is searching, for example, and they will find him. When they will find him, he will be sentenced, for example, to 4, 5, 6 years, for example, in prison, something like this. So she tried to tell you about the summary of recent events, the lead paragraph, the background leading of the event. She shifts you back to the past, return to the immediate situation. She transfer you again to the present, okay? Response of those involved. This is something regarding to the eyewitness, and look ahead to near future. Usually this is the ending, predicting what will happen. And of course, in the first few sentences in the lead paragraph, try to answer who, what, when, where, and how. Okay? Another one, something very important regarding your headline. Your headline should be as a note form and should be out of any unnecessary words. Every word inside your headline is very important. Every word inside your headline is very important. No need to put details, and no more than 6 words inside your headline. Consists of maximum 6 words. Contain sensational vocabulary like crash, tragic, okay? Something unusual happened, okay? And you have to use the short words, and you have to use the short synonyms, for example, and you have to use the present tense always inside your headline. Tell the story in the past. Let the eyewitness speak in present. But your headline should be in present, okay? And leave out definite and indefinite articles. No need to put the and a. No need for too many prepositions, okay? Try to make the articles and prepositions as do not let them or do not put a lot of them, okay? Okay. And the last tip for it, I read it. If you wish to put a subheading for your paragraphs, no problem. You are free to do this. If your news paragraph is long, okay, not short. If you don't, no problem. Leave it as it is. Okay. And here, the newspaper report typically have the following stylistic feature. It is short sentences, simple or compound. They will use and, or, but, nor, so, for between the sentences. They are short paragraphs. Look, no more than 3 or 4 lines in each paragraph. You will use the direct speech, and you have to be very direct. Do not use this artistic way of writing, because you are telling a non-fiction. You are telling something regarding reality. No need to use poetic devices. Okay, try to use the reported speech if you have something you don't know. If you are speaking about a criminal or about somebody who did the action and you don't know the doer, okay, use the reported speech. Use the passive, you don't know, okay? Strings of adjectives, because this is very important. It will give a quality to your writing. And sensational vocabulary, because it will create a kind of a drama and a kind of sense, okay? And look, we have a very interesting exercise. I will try to allocate it, okay? It's about a train crash, yeah. Okay, if you wish, for example, to let the students write at home a homework, look at the photograph of a train crash. Imagine that you are a rescue worker at the scene. Write a report at the end of the day for your team leader, giving an account of what you saw and what you did. This is a typical newspaper report, okay? Instead of saying to your team leader, say, for example, to your local newspaper, okay? You see? This is a good exercise. Now, regarding the Cambridge checkpoint rubric, in which we will find it here. they will ask us around 25 marks. Okay, so as a teacher, you know that this correction is something subjective, not objective, because you don't have a mark scheme for them. You don't have something very specific. So it is subjective. It's something related to the person who is correcting or evaluating the writing. So in the mark scheme, you will find that Cambridge examination asking about content, purpose, and audience, they will give 8 out of 25. Text structure and organization, they will give 7 out of 25. Sentence structure and punctuation, it's 7 out of 25. Spelling, which is 3, and in total you will have 25 marks. Okay, this is 25 for writing and 25 for reading, so you will have 54 paper 1 and 54 paper 2. Now from those 8 marks you will have from 7 to 8, okay, in the content, purpose, and audience, and you have to tell your students what's the meaning of this, and you have to let them understand how they will get 7 or 8 out of 8. Okay, simply you have to let him understand and let him know that the responses is wholly relevant with the content. You are writing something related to the content. You are not writing irrelevant. Okay, you don't have something out of topic. Okay, number 1. And your vocabularies are well chosen, okay, for the purpose or for the text. You are using words regarding or related to the text. This is why I asked you to use those words, use the meaning of the words, and to try to employ them inside your writing. They will give you a very good sense or feeling of sophisticated writing. Try to use them. Try to use the synonyms or the meanings of them. Okay, features of the text type are clearly established. It means you have for sure to look for the 6 things related to the newspaper report. We said something about the headline, we said something about the place line, about the byline, about the punctuation, about the lead paragraph, about the quotation. Okay, now the last thing, a clear viewpoint with a consistent, engaging style throughout. You have to use the third person point of view, and if you have the witness will speak in the first person. Okay, and from the very beginning of your newspaper report till the end of it, you have to have a consistent and engaging style throughout. Don't get your reader lost. Okay, you have to let the students understand this. Okay, now text structure and organization, you have to have a clear structure and well organized writing in paragraphs. Do not forget to tell the students to write 4 to 5 paragraphs and to make space between each paragraph and to make an indentation. And if they wish to write subheading, no problem, of course, because they will introduce the paragraphs and they will let the writing more organized. And for sure they have to use the chronological order or the logical links in which help the development of ideas, as Marian Cox said. Remember, okay, we will speak something about present, then we will give something regarding the past background, then we will go back again to the present, then we will go to the future or predict the future. Cohesion with paragraphs is achieved using devices such as connectives. For sure, if you are telling a story first, then next, after that, once, try to use, for example, however, although, on the other hand, not only, but also you have to use the right transition words in which will move you or will transit you from time to another time, or from a step to another step. And sentences, structure and punctuation, for sure you have to use the simple sentences as main ideas in the very beginning of each paragraph. After that, they have to use supporting details in which they should be compound or complex sentence, and try not to include too many complex sentence, but include compound, because compound, they are simpler than the complex, okay? And here you are speaking about a direct thing, so you need to explain, and you need to use a compound sentence or compound sentences as well as complex sentence, okay? And try to give a very good and professional use of punctuation, because if you understand the meanings of using the complex and the compound sentence, then for sure you will know how to place comma, or how to put punctuation, and where to put capitalization, okay? Grammar, for sure, almost always accurate throughout the text. Do not use the present with the past, or do not use the future with the present, okay? The verb tenses, something very important. Punctuation accurately should be done through the speech. If you have, for example, a quotation, if you have a direct speech, you have to put the quotation, okay? And always remember commas, okay? Commas are very important inside your writing. Try to put or place them correctly. Let the students understand this. Then the spelling, for sure. Sure, spelling is generally correct throughout the writing. For sure, okay? As far as I know, they are very strict to the words with one syllable. But if they have words with two syllables, they will be soft with them, but do not tell the students about this, because you have to ensure that they are writing correctly, okay, without having any mistakes inside their writing or inside their spelling. And the layout, the shape is very important. The shape or the layout is very important. Remember, this is very important, okay? The shape or the layout of the newspaper report is something crucial. To sum up, to make a plenary about everything we said, okay? We will try to remember with each other a checklist of today's writing genre, okay? Feature of paper 1 writing task. Today we spoke about newspaper report. The genre is non-fiction. The subgenre is report. It is specifically a newspaper report. Type of the text or type of the reading is informative, and it is specifically journalistic. It is non-chronological. No, it is chronological, okay? It is chronological. It is chronological, okay? It is chronological, okay, because you are using the order or time words, okay? Chronological, you are telling what's happened. And for sure it is balanced, it is unbiased, okay? The purpose of writing is to inform, the audience, they are people, so you have to be formal in your writing because it will go to the usually the newspaper. The point of view in your writing is the third person point of view. The text structure and organization, you have to have the indentation, the headline, the subheading. You have to put a byline, a place line, dates, the lead paragraph, the body, the comments, or the quotation. Answering the WH questions of who, what, where, when, why, and how. The type of sentences. Don't forget to put a thesis statement, which is the lead paragraph or the headline here, okay? Because the headline will tell you about everything happened. Topic sentence. The very main idea or the simple sentence in the beginning of each paragraph, the supporting details, which are the compound and the complex sentences. You have to put a headline. Subheadings are acceptable here. Simple and compound and complex sentence should be used. Give an information, give facts. Do not put opinion unless you have a quotation. No problem if you put the opinion inside the quotation only, okay? Exclamatory marks, put it inside the quotation if you wish to put an opinion. Punctuation, all of kinds of them are required. Remember to place commas in a right and correct way. Capitalization, the pronoun I always should be capitalized. Proper nouns are capitalized. Names, cities, places, rivers, countries, states, unions should be capitalized always and in the beginning of each line or each sentence. Spelling and accuracy, something very important. Grammar, use the parts of speech, the correct one, the preposition, the passive voice form if you don't know the doer, and the verb tenses. You have to put them in the correct and right order. Transition words, all words, everything you remember out of transition words is very good. Okay, the conjunctions and the subordinating conjunctions, the sequencers, the time order. The time word orders are very important and crucial inside your writing. Using literal meaning or figurative speech. Figure of speech, there is no need because you are writing an informative text and specifically you are writing a newspaper report. Facts and opinions. Opinions in quotation, facts, information, and comments, okay? In the end, I'd like to thank you very much for having me, and I wish you all the good luck. Writing is a very complicated process, but at the same time it has simple steps. If you let your students follow the steps, they will generate a very good writing. Thanks for watching and have a nice time.